So here we are. We've made it to Da Nang. We did a lot of tours, a private tour out of Da Nang with a really good tour guide named Chris. We'll talk about him more probably a little bit later. Definitely some beautiful beaches in Da Nang. I'm looking forward to going back. Okay, our first stop is Marble Mountains. Here at the base of the mountains are a bunch of artists that do the marble work. Really good quality stuff. This is one of the mountains itself. There are 5 hills located south of Da Nang called the Marble Mountains. For each of the different, named after each of the 5 elements: metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. I'm not going to say that in Vietnamese. This one is the only one that's accessible for tourists. It's got Buddhist and Hindu grottos on top. There's 156 steps to get up, but we took the elevator. Probably a wise choice because we'll show you the stairs on the way down because those were killer. So the weather in Da Nang was pretty warm, 27 degrees, high humidity, so we made it for a warm day. Being on top of the mountain made it a little cooler. There's plenty of tourists, but a nice historical place. The marble work was just amazing. And more bonsais, of course. I think so. You're supposed to take your shoes off, but it doesn't look like anybody's sharing their shoes off. So Chris, our tour guide, took us to an area where a lot of the tourists seem to miss it. There were some bat caves and a little temple. Not a lot of tourists, not a lot of people in this part. It's just a beautiful and a lot cooler in there too.
Yeah.
Another picture of Chris there, and this is the big Buddha in the cave. Can't remember how tall it was. It was a good 20 feet tall, though, I think.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
And then the pearls around the necklace, the pearls right there, was actual real pearls from Da Nang. And some of the statues playing some Chinese chess. Here's another one of the big statues. All the carving is pretty intricate.
Beautiful, yeah.
And these pictures don't do it justice. So it's just amazing up there. Definitely, I want to go back. All the dragons.
There's a lot to see. We were kind of rushed, but it would have been nice if we'd slowed down, take in the view.
Spend a little bit more time there.
Yeah, and the steps getting out of the area was very, very, very steep.
Well, they're
very narrow too.
Steep, narrow, and irregular too.
Yes.
Because they've carved this out of the mountain. I'm sure they've refinished them over the years. Like, this is hundreds of year old area. But quite difficult getting down for these old bones.
We had to go sideways.
So our next stop was Hoi An. This is a trading city, formerly known in the Western world as Phi Phu or Phi Phu. This was just a beautiful old town. All the buildings are yellow.
Yes.
It's definitely turned into a bit of a touristy area with a bit of with a lot of history to it.
It's a bunch of little shops.
Some interesting restaurants. Just beautiful though, just incredibly beautiful. Just all the old buildings, and then there's the bridge that took us over the river there. Unfortunately, we didn't go back at night to this area to see the lanterns. There was quite a nice outdoor market out there, though. And then we came back after dinner, and we were heading to the Memory World to watch the Memory Show.
It was nice in the evening with the breeze, cool breeze.
Yeah, it definitely cooled down a little bit. It's still warm, but not.
Yeah, so the
not to the
humidity was still high.
Yeah, but not to the point where it was unbearable like some of the other places. So this is a bit of a theme park, Memory World. Not a bad one, but we got to see the Memory Show, which was basically telling the history of Hoi An and how it was a trading area. I didn't understand much of the show itself.
I think that, some kind of love story, but they didn't have any subtitles, so we kind of, it was interesting just to see all the people with the lights and...
Visually, it was just incredible.
Yeah, it was
incredible. There's even pirates at one point. I think it's coming up here. Yeah, there's the pirates. And the traditional Vietnamese dress, what's it called?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so seeing the woman with the hat slit up was just, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, all people.
Yeah, definitely worth going to see the Memory Show. We didn't actually see the actual theme park itself, we just did the Memory Show.
Yeah.
So we went to Lin Ung Pagoda, which was on San Tra Mountain, otherwise known as Monkey Mountain. This was, again, on a hot day. It's a little cooler up there.
But it was really nice seeing all the bonsais and all
the monkeys.
Monkeys, yeah. The monkeys were pretty cute.
They're pretty docile. I think they're pretty well fed.
They just say try not to go too close to them.
Yeah. And then again, the bonsai, just amazing. All the different bonsai that they have there. It was one of my biggest surprises about Vietnam is the Japanese influences in the bonsai.
Yeah, so many different kinds of bonsai too. Different shapes and sizes.
So what was special about the Lin Ung Pagoda is the Lady Buddha that's there. 67 meters tall. It's the tallest Buddha in Vietnam. You can pretty much see it from anywhere in Da Nang. You can see the Buddha up on the peninsula there.
The development. So 8 dragons stay here to protect the Lady Buddha.
It was just such a beautiful spot, a beautiful day, and great views of Da Nang itself, which is off in the distance. The air pollution wasn't too bad in Da Nang either. It got better as we went south.
Yes.
So later that night, we did a boat tour on the river. 5 different bridges we saw. It was it was an okay thing. A lot of Korean tourists on the boat.
Yes.
Certainly the bridges were interesting. This one here is the Dragon Bridge, and at 9 o'clock every night it blows fire and then blows water to cool itself down. Just well lit up. Definitely Da Nang is I think they're turning it into sort of a tourist destination with resorts right on the beach. So here we are, Bana Hills. This is one that was probably a bit of a disappointment for me. This is an amusement park with this is, photographed golden bridge, the golden hand bridge. And, it's so crowded. You basically get off the cable car and then you're straight onto the bridge. You can see our tour guide with the yellow hat up front there. He's directing us to go past the first set of hands because it sort of thins out afterwards because most people are right off the bat trying to get the pictures done. I mean, it's a gorgeous bridge, but it's part of an amusement park. And I wasn't expecting to go to an amusement park that day. I mean, it's a well-done amusement park. It's a beautiful park, but that's not, I want to see more of the historical places. So it was unfortunate that it was so cloudy that day. It would have been nice if it had lots of sunlight for the pictures. And the bridge does clear it a little bit near the end. Still a beautiful, beautiful bridge.
Yes.
And then there's some other areas too. That just being an amusement park is very crowded. And it's unfortunate because there's a bit of history when it comes to Bana Hills. I mean, it started off as a French colonists created a resort up there for French tourists to come and visit. And, they've taken it over and turned it into a big amusement park, which is good for the Vietnamese people, but I think you're losing out on some of the history there. And one of my favorite drone shots. I mean, the statues and stuff are beautiful. So you take one cable car up to the bridge, and then you take another cable car across to where the actual Sun World is.
Amusement park, yeah.
And so the cable car opened up in 2013 and holds the world record for the longest non-stop single-track cable car at 5,801 meters. So the nice thing about our tour guide, real name Duc, but he calls himself Chris, is because we were doing a private tour, if we want to do something different, it was okay. We could sort of change on the go and skip things if we didn't want to do like the whole theme park or.
Because the rest of the day he was going to take us through the amusement park, castle they were building or whatever, but that was not of any interest to us. So we canceled. And
I think we went he took us shopping that day or something.
took us shopping,
But again, it's a beautiful theme park, and I mean, if I wanted to do a theme park, I certainly would go. It's just not what I expected for Vietnam or for this day. So here we are, the Imperial Citadel of Hue. This is one of my, one of the good ones, a historical one.
It was nice seeing all the, buildings, palace.
Yeah. Constructed in 1803 under Emperor Guy Long as the new capital, it served mainly as a ceremonial function during the French colonial period. In 1945, it suffered heavy damage and neglect during the Indochina Wars. They've started to preserve it. It's a beautiful area. Very hot that day. It was so hot. I tend to take lots of pictures of interesting structures and things like that. I really like the gold and the construction of this area. It's a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to get a good picture of them, but there's some huge koi in the water, right there in the pond. So even though it was such a hot day, there were certain areas that were a little shade, a little bit of vegetation that cooled it down quite a bit. The other thing was the cicadas were just brutal.
It sounded like there were millions of them.
Oh,
it was deafening.
I would imagine it would drive people crazy if they can get away from it. Definitely, I think there's going to be a shot in here at the very end, just to let you know, give you an idea of how this one right here, how loud it was. So that's it for Da Nang. I didn't film as much of the food and beverages that we had. We did have some great coconut coffee there at Chris's brother's little restaurant on the beach.
Yeah, that was really good.
And next up is Phu Quoc.